There are names that don't just belong in a sport, they belong in history, in the silence of the old bleachers, before the stadiums glowed with Moderna lights. NFL legends were born. Men who didn't just play football, they redefined what was possible on a field. Every photo you see here is not just an image frozen in time. It's a fragment of an era where the game was grittier, simpler, and at the same time, infinitely more legendary. Jim Brown running, as if the ground didn't hold him. Joe Montana commanding the impossible as if it were routine. Jerry Rice, turning routes into art and touchdowns into inevitability. Lawrence Taylor, a living nightmare for any opposing offense. They did not seek fame. They sought victory. And in the process, they became immortal. The worn helmet, the sweaty uniform, the looks before the snap. All of it tells a story that numbers can't translate. Because the NFL isn't just made of statistics. It is made of moments, impact, legacy, and each generation builds on the shoulders of the previous one. Faster, stronger, more technical, but always with the same flame, the quest for greatness. Today, when you look at these images, you're not just looking at old players. You're seeing the birth of a religion called American football. And these legends never really left the field. They still live in every play, in every Sunday, in every fan who believes in the impossible. Because the one who marked history never becomes just a past. It becomes eternity. And when time moves forward and the game changes, something curious happens. The rules evolve, the schemes become more complex, the athletes become even faster, stronger, more prepared. But there's one thing that never changes: the weight of history. Because every quarterback who throws with surgical precision today is, in a way, repeating echoes of those who blazed this path decades ago. Every running back who finds impossible spaces carries some of the explosion and grit of those who came before. Every defense that dominates the game still tries to reach the level of intensity that these legends left as standard. And that's why these photos remain so powerful. They don't just show what happened. They show what shaped everything that came after. Looking at these images is like opening a live NFL archive. An archive where the lead of the ball was heavier, the impact were more direct, and glory was achieved without filters, without social networks, without external spectacle, just field, sweat, and decision in fractions of a second. And in the middle of it all, there are stories that seem bigger than the game itself. Moves that have become a myth. Seasons that have become a reference. Athletes who have become a symbol of an entire era. Because some careers don't end when the timer goes to zero. They continue to reverberate in each new generation that enters the field believing that it can also be eternal. And so, even after so many years, these legends still speak to us, not in words, but in memory. And at the heart of it all is something even bigger than any player, any statistic, or any trophy. There's a collective feeling that moves entire stadiums and crosses generations. The love of Americans for American football. In the United States, the NFL is not just a championship. It's a ritual, a weekly gathering that transforms entire families, cities, and states into a single shared emotion. On Sundays, time seems to gain another rhythm. The streets are quieter, the houses are filled with expectation, and the screens become windows to something almost sacred. It is there that parents and children gather, that memories are created, that traditions are passed on as heritage. This love is not only born of victory, it is born of identity. Each team represents more than one city. It represents pride, history, resilience, and belonging. And when the stadium explodes in sound, it's not just for one play. It's for decades of rivalry, for legends that came before, for dreams that are still being written on the field. American football, for many, is more than sport. It's culture, it's language, it's part of life. And that's why these images from the legends carry so much weight, because they don't just show extraordinary athletes. They show the pillars of a national passion, a passion that does not weaken over time. It does not depend on fashion. It does not disappear with the generations. It just grows stronger, deeper, more alive. And so, with each new season, the cycle continues. New stories form, new heroes arise, but the heart of the game remains the same. Because in America, American football is not just watched, he is lived. And it is precisely this intensity that makes the NFL surpass the sport itself. When a team takes the field, it's not just carrying a roster, it's carrying an entire city. Flags, colors, stories of old victories and defeats that still hurt. All this mixes up the instant the ball is placed in the center of the field. The sound of the stadium is not just noise. It is collective memory in the form of a scream. And even for those who have never stepped on a professional lawn, American football still finds a way to be part of life. It's in the conversations, in the friendly bets between friends, in the family rivalries, in the shirts worn proudly on game days. It is a sport that creates identity. And maybe that's why legends are so revered, because they don't just represent athletic performance. They represent moments when everything seemed bigger than the game itself, moves that have been repeated millions of times in reruns, but that never lose their impact the first time. These athletes have become symbols of an almost universal belief in sport, that discipline, courage, and talent can turn a simple Sunday into history. And when we look at these old photos in black and white or with colors faded by time, we see not only the past, we see origin. We see the basis of everything that today auctions stadiums, dominates broadcasts, and moves millions of people around the country. Because in the end, American football doesn't just live in the present. He lives in the memory of those who played, in the passion of those who watch, and in the continuity of a love that never goes out of style. It just renews itself from generation to generation. And this renewal happens in an almost symbolic way. With each new season, the NFL seems to write the same book, but with different pages, different faces, and even bigger challenges. And yet, the feeling remains intact. Because even before the first snap, there's already something in the air: expectation. The expectation of seeing something impossible happen again. A pass at the last second. A defense that changes the course of a game. A rookie who comes in discredited and comes out as a star. All this feeds the same flame that started decades ago, when these legends you see in the images were still building their own chapters. And what's most striking is that even with all the modernization of the sport, technology, data analytics, sophisticated strategies, the heart of the NFL remains the same: pure emotion. Nothing replaces the impact of a perfect tackle. Nothing replaces the silence of a stadium before a decisive play. And nothing replaces the instant in which a legend is born before the eyes of millions. So these photos are not just memories. They are a reminder that it all started with players who had no guarantees, only courage, who were not sure of glory, only determination, and that, nevertheless, they decided to enter the field and leave something that time could not erase. And now, when new generations watch, they're not just watching a game. They are participating in a story that has never been interrupted. Because the NFL has no end. It only has continuity. And in every pass, in every race, in every Sunday, the legends remain present, not as figures of the past, but as the invisible foundation of all that is yet to come.